Hey all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking channel. I'm Darren, and today I've got another comparison video, but I'm comparing the brand new Avid Armor USV20 chamber sealer versus their USV32 chamber sealer, which is one they've had for a little while. It's a little bit bigger. So I got a bigger one versus a little bit smaller one, a newer model. I'll be right back. We'll see what these two have in common or what they don't. I'll be back.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
Alright guys, for most of the rest of this video you're not going to see my face. You might see my arm or my hand or something, but I just want to go over these two because they're very similar, but there are some differences that I want to point out. First of all, the USV32, which has been around a while and I've done a few videos on, is of course a little bit bigger. It's a little bit wider this way, and it's also a little bit taller. The lid is a little bit more rounded, so it is a little bit deeper. You can fit some bigger bags in here. Both of these have buttons on the back to turn it on and off. Just gonna touch that one. The other one's over here. So they're very similar as far as that goes. The front, they both have analog pressure gauges, LED readouts for the seal time and the vacuum time. Both have cancel buttons, auto vac and seal and marinate functions. So all of that is very, very similar to each other. One of the things that's different is the cord for the USV30 is a separate piece. It plugs into the back. The cord for the USV20 is attached, so it's not a detachable power cord. It's already attached to the back, and we'll show you that in a minute when we go around the back side. The chamber size, of course, is different. The USV32 has a rounded top lid so that you can actually fit some bigger bags in here, and it's also a lot wider as far as that way goes, so you can fit some longer bags in the USV32 compared to the USV20. This will fit a 10 by 10 bag, I think is the max, or 11.5 by 10 bag. As if you can see, it's a lot less wide that way. As far as the size that they take up on your counter, the USV20 takes up a lot less space because of the it's given up at least 4 or 5 inches this way, so it'll fit on your counter a little bit easier than the USV32 here. So one of the things that I noticed right away is the USV32, when you buy it brand new, it comes with a replacement gasket and a replacement seal bar and some other stuff. You know, it comes with bags, but it does come with the replacement seal gasket and the seal bar. Unfortunately, the USV20 does not come with that. Now, there is a $200 difference between the USV20 and the USV32. So the USV20 is $399, the USV32 is $599. One of the other differences you can tell right away, like I said, this comes with a curved top. This is a flat top, so you can really get a little bit of extra room at the height-wise with the USV32 because this is a curved lid. This is a flat lid, so you're pretty much stuck with what you got in your chamber. Now, let me get you a little bit closer up here. You can see the difference in the chambers. The USV32 has a stainless steel chamber. The USV20 has a plastic chamber, hard plastic, which is similar to my the VAC 100 that I have from JVR. So I really don't have a problem with hard molded plastic being in the chamber compared to stainless steel. I don't think the molded plastic is going to have any kind of issues whatsoever. Another thing you'll see, the USV32 does not have a suction port that you can use, or that's showing here. The USV20 has a suction port here that you can use with a accessories attachment, but you can use the food saver or any other type of vacuum seal containers that will take the smaller hold accessory adapter. Okay, so that's some of the things. That the actual seal bar itself is pretty much the same size. I don't see a difference in the size in that. As far as the bag holder, the USV32 has a couple different tabs here, plus this metal magnetic bag holder. You don't have that in the USV20. You have a little clip here that goes up and down that you pretty much put one part of your bag underneath it and one on top, and then push it down, and that holds your bag in place. So a little bit different functionality there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and back it up. We're going to play around with these and see the difference with the functionality. I'll be back. All right, so let's take a look at the bags that actually come with the units. The USV32, since it is a little bit longer chamber, you'll actually be able to use these longer bags, which are 12-inch long bags here. So it'll come with a sample of those. The USV20 will actually come with some less long ones, but just they're wider, but they're just not as long. So if you see that, this particular bag fits perfect in there, and it's just enough to cover the inside. So you won't be able to use really long bags. If you have a supply of some of these longer bags, you can always cut them down to fit in here if you want to. But as you can tell, this is the perfect size for the USV20 to fill up the entire chamber. Pretty much, there you go. All right, so let's go ahead and see how these both function. I'm gonna go ahead, let's do the USV32 first. And as you can tell, you got your set button here. If you press it once, it'll start lighting up, and you can change your vacuum time. I'm going to set this down to 20 seconds. If you hit it again, it'll go to your seal time. I'm going to set that down to 3 seconds. Set. Let's go up to 40 seconds here. As soon as that stops flashing, we'll go ahead and hit vacuum seal. If you want to play around with the vacuum time for whatever you're sealing at that particular moment, softer items like breads or things like that, you want to do less time. Harder items like something like this, like a sweet potato or anything that's a little bit more stout, you can go a longer time. Like I said, the longer the time, the more vacuum it's going to pull, the more air it's going to pull out of the chamber and out of the bag itself. As you can see now, we're getting all the way down to the bottom. It's going to seal it and release the vacuum. And here you go. Complete vacuum on that one at 40 seconds. Both of these have a double seal on the seal bar, so they'll both have a really good seal. So there you have the Avid Armor USV32. All right, I'll be back with the USV20. All right, so like I said, both of these have a really thick glass lid. I mean, this is actually ballistic type glass. It's not the like normal, like on the VP series of VacMasters where they got really thick plastic. It has the same similar little gasket here to go between the seal bar and the bag. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. Gonna lift up the tab here and then push it down. Make sure that the bag is kind of even on here. I don't want any crumples. Go ahead and close it. And we're gonna hit auto vac and seal. And the same thing, I just wanna make sure, get a little pressure to it, make sure it does seal up. And as you can hear, very similar sound being pumped. Functionality is very similar. We're already down to 100% vacuum on this one. So since we had a smaller chamber, it's going to get to a vacuum a lot quicker. So you may not need to have it set as high as you would on the other one, because you're pulling less air out of the chamber. There you go. Very nice seal. You can see that. It's a double seal just like on the other one. And nice tight vacuum. So yeah, so there you have it. All right guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. They're very similar the way they function. They're very similar the way they look on the front, very similar to the style, but you're going to have a couple different options on the USV20. It's smaller, more compact. You got to use smaller bags, but they're just as wide. So you'll have just a little bit less capacity, but you'll have a shorter vacuum time, and it's a lot easier to, if you're putting this in and out of a cabinet or a closet, then it's easier to move around because it's about 8 to 10 pounds lighter than the USV32, but it has great functionality, works good. All right, I'll come right back. We'll try a container for you and see how that works. I'll be right back. All right guys, I'm going to show you how you can use it with containers here on the USV20. So I got my accessory hose installed into the little port here, and this one actually does with the food savers. So I'm going to actually use a food saver one I have here. It goes right in this spot. And what you do when you're using the accessory port, you hold the auto vac and seal button down for 2 seconds. And there you go. Really simple, and it worked really well, really quick. And if you tell, it's indented here, so it vacuumed pretty much all the air out of there. To open it up on this, just pull open on this little piece of rubber, and now it's unvacuumed. So really handy to have. Like I said, I also have some others that would fit this. This is a round one, it does the same thing. Put it in the hole, and there's other containers that have a round vacuum sealer at the top, so it'll work with anyone that has a little round adapter. So there you go guys, really easy. You just have to hold that button down for 2 seconds when you're using it for that, or it'll give an error, because normally if you're sealing you need to have this closed all the way in order for it to start, or it'll give you an error code. So alright guys, so that's it for this one. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Follow us on our Fire and Water Cooking podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Check out Avid Armor. These are both on Amazon right now. There'll be links in the description below that you can check these out. Both are affordable. Both will fit on your countertop. Both will work really well for sous vide and food storage. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again on the next Fire and Water Cooking video.